Dimmer, in the end, do you feel like you dodged a bullet, or with 20 plus extra inside 50, do you sort of see it the opposite way?
Tom, I'm really interested in what you thought.
Don't push it back on me.
If we sort of, like, once again, the scoreboard always dictates the outcome, but I sort of thought it looked like a Richmond game. I thought we had them pinned in the front half for the vast majority. The reality is we just lacked polish. We had 7 missed shots on goal. We kicked 4 on the full. We had a couple of sodas from in front. So, I'll look at how the game looks overall. The polish, I think, is the one thing we can take out that we certainly need to improve.
Is that a sort of general legacy of round one, or is that something you're trying to get rid of over the longer term?
I think we've generally been pretty good at it. I think it's traditionally we probably haven't been the fastest starting side, and I think it's always one area of our game that we sort of look at, and it's probably the polish factor. And what we were really happy with tonight was our system and our defence. I thought we kept them to a really manageable score. We just couldn't capitalise when we needed to. A couple of that was we just missed shots on goal, and the other one was you just weren't clean enough going inside 50. So we know Carlton roll hard defensively to get back, and they do that really well. Thought we understood it, we just didn't quite execute exactly what we're after for the some of the parts.
Where do you stand on the draw, Damien? Are you someone who wants extra?
Sorry, where do I stand?
Where do you stand on the draw? Are you someone who wants extra time, or are you content with that in a way? Or?
No, I suppose it is what it is. I'm not too fussed either way. I suppose in the finals point of view or whatever it is, probably a little bit different. But I think not too worried. Smarter men than me will figure that out.
Can I ask you about the Shea Bowl shot at the end, straight in front? I know it's a thing about player preference, but I would have thought if you're ever going to kick a drop punt, that's the one.
Well, once again, we sort of want the player to take the responsibility with their, with the way they shoot a goal. For a player of my era, drop punt for sure. But these days the players practice those, but they've got to execute. That's the reality of it. So you live or die by the sword, don't you? So he practices those a lot. He's probably got to get better at it. He probably, for mine, rushed it a little bit more. He could have taken a bit more time, got his breath, and then, been a little bit more relaxed with his shot.
Is there a point at which you'd say to him, you can't do that anymore?
I wouldn't say can't. Once again, we like the players to make informed decisions. That's the job as a coach, sit there and offer guidance, but the reality is they play the game. So they've got to understand from the fact of the matter... Afternoon, Jake. The fact of the matter is they've got to make decisions. It's good.
How did you see Tom Lynch's game? Missed a fairly straightforward shot early, but then absolutely clutched at the end there. Yeah,
it was good. Like, he probably came into the game as we knew he would. He had 3/4 of a game last week, and as the game progressed, he got a lot better. I thought he looked strong, gave a couple of good contests. You look behind the ball, guys like Wiedering and Young are just really, really good defenders. McGovern down there as well. So we certainly had our hands full. But I thought he battled really well.
You talked about the Richmond game plan a lot at Dimmer, and it being based on the pressure and, the quickness out on the field. Did you feel like you had that out there the night, the brand that you often talk about?
Yeah, I think we had 37 forward half turnovers, so our system was strong, and our pressure number is 1.88, which is elite. So we were happy. Like I said, we're really happy with that part of our game. It was the fundamentals and the polish inside 50 that probably let us down. And it's something we look at our, evident last year. I think the number 1 or number 2 scoring side in the competition. So it's something that's not foreign to us. We've just got to make sure we put a little bit of work in it without losing the other aspects of our game.
How did you
see the introduction of Opera and Translate?
Yeah, I thought they were both really good. Like, it's, Tim is obviously more of a transitional type mid, so I think he had a huge impact tonight. And Hops is probably a little bit like Cripps. It was a high stoppage game, but the stoppages were at the bookends, not necessarily through the arc. So I thought he found the ball well. Probably some of his execution, he was one of those guys that, we'll expect to get better along the way. So he's going to get better and better, as we know. But, once again, generally against Carlton, we get done in clearances. It was pretty much 50-50 from our point of view. So we were really happy with that aspect of our game. Thought the midfield guys did a terrific job.
How did Jack Graham, just from an injury perspective, pull up Dimmer, and also Pickett obviously subbed off?
I thought Jack was terrific. He could have played in our VFL last week and the week previous, but we thought we'd get some more training into him. So I thought he was great tonight. His pressure, and probably left a couple of goals on the table that he would normally kick, but with match practice that'll come. And Marlon, You know, he, once again, is probably the guy that we looked at and we were ummed, but big game player, Marlon. You know, we love his physicality. The plan was always to sort of play 2.5 quarters and then Jack Ross would come in, which probably played out that way as well. So I think it worked out okay.
So it was a bit more of a first use of the tactical sub as opposed to a medical issue.
Yeah. It was just one of those ones. Marlon's, he's going to get better as the season goes on. He's had a little bit of an interrupted pre-season, but you know, once again, you take a little bit of a risk, obviously, hoping that no one gets injured, but we got through, and so we were able to impact that. Pull the lever on the sub, which is good.
You know, there's been a bit of discussion the last year since the rule changes about your style perhaps not being as suited to the new look game. It seems to be holding up all right. And do you feel you've tweaked the way you play at all?
Yeah, we've tweaked a couple of things. You know, once again, certain sides will, you know, throw various challenges at us. There's no question, as Carlton did tonight. But look, we've got a general idea how we think the game is to be played. You know, we're consistently adding pieces of that puzzle that are going to get us better along the way. You know, we've always been reasonably solid at the offensive side of the game. Defensively, we've been okay, but clearance-wise, we haven't been a strength of ours. But, you know, we obviously got a couple of pieces in Taranto and Hopper that allow us to explore that a little bit more. So that'll help us get the ball in the front half, which ideally then promotes a Richmond-style game.
What about leg speed? It just feels like you're a bit quicker maybe than you have been.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What did we change? Yeah, you might be right. I'm not too sure, but we like the speed up the front half, obviously with Shea, Mansell, MJ, but then obviously the guys that can, you know, cover the ground through the midfield, guys like Dion Prestia and Taranto are elite runners. You further throw in Jack Graham, it adds enormous difference to our side. You know, the game, especially early doors, is transitional run, up and back, up and back. You would have saw that tonight. You know, we transitioned the ball from the back half at a ridiculous amount, really. We're pretty happy with it, but it requires a great amount of work rate to get that to happen.
Were a few fans surprised to see Noah Cumberland not in the side? Was it a bit of a structural thing? Where's he at with his footy?
Yeah, look, Noah, we love Noah as a player. Don't get me wrong, but he plays a similar role to Dustin. You pick who you play. So what we're trying to do with Noah is understand his strength is this, but we're trying to implement a couple of other things that he can add to his game so we can play him at AFL level. He's an AFL player. Him, Judson Clark, Samson Ryan, Tyler Sonzi, I'm going to forget some guys. They're all AFL quality players. We've just got to make sure we pick the right side that's going to allow us to win. So sometimes it'll be one step back to go two forward. We've been pretty good at that, and I think we'll continue to invest in that role.
When Tom took the mark, it was a hell of a mark. Were you confident?
I was hoping, Jake. I was. I think he missed one early, didn't he? Was on the full, but yeah, he's generally a pretty good shot at goal. I was happy with that one. We had a couple of other stinkers along there in the way, but anyway, sometimes you've got to make your own luck.
You didn't have a flashback to the elimination final, did you?
Which one?
His shot.
Yeah. At least it wasn't touched anyway, so that was good. Yeah, I'll hit the post. Yeah, good point. Beautiful. Thanks, guys.